Good morning, everyone. A child who is having curiosity of knowing everything. Many times, what happened? He asks so many questions, and it seems very difficult to reply for us. And many times, we rebuke that child, and their appetite, their hunger do not get fulfilled, and he takes support of several means of getting the answer of these questions, whether it is anything. Means he can ask about questions about god existence, why we pray to the god, where god is existing, why he is not seem worthy to us, why he does not appear before us. So many times we feel very puzzled. A small kid asking so much so questions and wanted to move forward in a spiritual journey. He does have so much so puzzled questions that even parents don't have any reply for that, and they get confused how to reply these big questions which is related to spiritualism. Even they feel themselves incapable of replying these big questions, because when they themselves are not aware about that questions and answer of that question, why god is not appearing before us, god is not seem worthy to us, still we are praying. And many times they bring that child to the spiritual guru, and they think also that if my child has become saint and monk, then what is going to next, how we are going to put forward our lineage, our claim, and what about our legacy, what about our next generation if he is going to put forward in spiritualism. And we do not have any other son to lead our clan, to lead our lineage further, then this is a worrisome question for any of the parents actually. And they got so much so puzzled, as Mahatma Buddha parents have also same conviction, same perception, and there were already so much so prediction about him that if he is able to see this whole world, the agony, the pain, suffering people are going through, if he get real acknowledgement about that, then he would refrain himself, he would go for the salvation, for the renunciation. So because of that, his parents refrain him and confine him within four walls, so he do not get the real existence of the universe, of this worldly world, what the pain is all about, what is suffering, why people suffer, why this old age come, and why people die. That facts and the figures were not revealed before him, it was being hidden, and it wasn't kept secret for him. But all of a sudden everything revealed, because once he was gone with his with the person, and he get knowledge about that there is in pain, suffering, sorrow, death, everything is available. And after knowing the fact, whatever people having fear, that fear come true. The similar like that in any of the life. Some childs are born with a specific knowledge, with a specific inclination in his own, that you can't refrain them if they are moving ahead towards the path of salvation, towards the path of renunciation, to know the God, and for becoming a sage and a saint, and showing the path of spiritualism to all humanity, to all human beings. Then they are the path maker, they are the passage giving people, they are doing wellness and kindness to this whole universal existence. But we don't understand, we try to refrain that feeling, we try to abstain that person from the path of spiritualism, that we shouldn't have done actually, because the karmas of their previous birth make them move ahead. And apart from this, how this comes, when you have a wellness of all humanity, when your heart is filled with the kindness and with wholeheartedly you are feeling of wellness of every human being, of every human creature which is existing in this universe, and people and creature who is existing in this whole universe, along with your whole surrounding, you have a sympathy, you have a kindness feeling, your heart is filled with kindness, your whole heart wanted to do something for them, you want to charity, you want to do charity, you want to donate everything whatever you have, you want to donate your worldly possession whatever you have, you don't have any greed, any temptation, whatever you are having, any materialistic things, whatever you're having in existence, and you don't have any greed. So, for the wellness of others, for getting God, you first need to have a purified heart, and for your purified heart, you need a purified mind. That is required, because thoughts comes in your purified mind, the mind which is already purified, that purified thoughts comes in it actually, and that purified thoughts come and brings not only positivity, but it brings kindness, it brings sympathy, it brings wellness towards other. So for that purpose, first you need to purify mind, and with this purified mind, with this purified mind, and with your purified heart, your saki becomes so strong, it is purified by your purified mind and by your purified heart. Your saki becomes so much so strong that it is having a ocean kind of the kindness in your heart, and your saki becomes so much so strong and purified after that. And after that you got a grace of God to worship him, to remember him, to having a dedication, devotion, bhakti towards him, and you always bestow yourself, you always surrender yourself, you want to shelter of God. You want to live in the grace of God. That is there. A purified soul always attract the mercy of God. That is there. And in that, everyone looks alike. Means you don't differentiate actually. The poor and rich, people who are bad mannered and good mannered, you suppose them a novice because you know there are curtain of illusion put before him, put before these all the creatures, that they are not able to differentiate actually. That we need to understand that. And if they don't have any judgmental power to justify the things and differentiate the things, that the cunningness they are showing at this level, because their eyes, their psyche, their mind is covered by the illusion, by the delusion of this universal existence, of this materialistic existence, the materialistic possession, and this worldly pleasure can give solace and enjoyment for the time being actually, for the specific time period. But people don't recognize and realize that this worldly pleasure is momentary. It is not immortal actually, it is not sustainable actually, it is not going to giving them an everlasting impact. 5 year, 10 year, 15 year, 20 year, not more than that. And among that also there are lots of trifles, lots of difficulties come on that way, that we need to understand, but we don't understand actually, because these worldly pleasure, the enjoyment we get, possession of money, gold, property, so many things, so things are there, that is making us to lucrate towards them, making having temptation towards them, and we are getting attracted. Yes, this is happening, and remain the curtain of the illusion, and we get elude, and we put ourselves in the delusion that yeah, this is the real world, we are existing in it, and we have to work for 24 into 7, and even see 5 minutes, 10 minutes for the God existence, for the God worshipping. It has become a tremendous task for us to realize the existence of God and worship for that. And in that also, we ask so many things, we desire so many things, we ask only worldly pleasure, that is there. And we need to understand that we don't ask for the knowledge, bhakti, devotion, dedication towards God, but we keep on asking about the worldly pleasure. We never ponder about the God existence, we never seek their bestow, their shelter, don't want to go in the devotion and bhakti, which not only give us a full enjoyment and full life journey enjoyment, but it only provide a real journey, and it only purify our psyche. But we don't understand that, because we don't need that, we are not filled with this worldly pleasure, whatever we are enjoying actually, husband wife relationship, son daughter, all the relations we are surrounded with. And after that, at the end, when we reaches at the age of 50, 60, then we realize that we have passed so many years, and what we get it, nothing, only illusion of this worldly pleasure, only making building property, so much things. And with that, we are losing our real existence. That is there. The reality of ourself, the reality of our existence, the reality for what we come here, the reality that the worldly pleasure does not bring the spiritual conclusion, that we need to understand. With these thoughts, I would like to wind up my talks here. Thank you. Thanks a lot.